All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something that sits at the absolute core of our faith. It's this question: are we just managing a religion, or are we actually in a relationship with a God who leads us? Let's get into it.
I mean, this really is the bottom line question, isn't it? Is your spiritual life just another system you have to manage? A checklist of do's and don'ts, meetings to attend? Or is it a dynamic, living, breathing relationship with a person that you actually follow? Because I'm telling you, the answer to that changes literally everything. So for this first part, let's really dig into that difference. What is the real defining mark of a genuine faith? What separates that living, powerful relationship from just a hollow, lifeless routine? And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. On one hand, you've got the religious routine. The Bible calls this the shadow. It's having the form of godliness, but denying its actual power. It's all about rule-keeping and obligation. But then look at the other side. You've got the spirit-led relationship. That's the reality. That's power in action. That's personal guidance. It's not an obligation, it's an invitation. You know, this verse just cuts right through all the noise. Think about what it doesn't say. It doesn't say as many as have perfect church attendance or as many as know all the rules. No. It says as many as are led by the Spirit of God. This isn't some graduate level super spiritual class. According to the Bible, this is the very definition of being a child of God. This is for you. This is for all of us. And this is exactly why just being busy, even with good church stuff, can be so dangerous. I mean, think about it. Some of those churches in the book of Revelation, they were busy. They were doing a lot of things right, but they got a warning that they'd left their first love. The activity had become a substitute for the relationship. See, our gatherings, our church services, they're supposed to be the fruit of a life that's already being led by the Spirit, not the thing we go to get our spiritual fix. So it all comes back to that one question. Is my heart actually tuned in to what the Spirit is saying? So, okay, if being led by the Spirit is the whole point, how does it actually work? What does it feel like? Well, in this next section, we're going to look at a real-life case study. We're going to check out the Apostle Paul's journey and break down the nuts and bolts of how God actually communicates with us. Now, the first thing we got to get our heads around is this. God's guidance is almost never just a single booming voice from heaven. It's way more sophisticated than that. It's more like an integrated system where different pieces work together to bring direction and clarity. And we see this played out perfectly in Paul's trip to Jerusalem. Okay, let's walk through this. First up, it starts with an inner compulsion. Paul says he felt bound in the Spirit to go. It was this deep internal drive. Then, number two, as he's traveling, he starts getting these verbal, prophetic warnings from other people about the danger that's waiting for him. But check this out. It's not just a one-off thing. That's step 3, community confirmation. The same warning gets repeated in different cities by different people, and this last step is just incredible. Paul makes a resolute choice. He hears all these warnings, but he doesn't see them as a stop sign from God. He interprets them as a prepare sign. God was confirming the mission by confirming the cost. Now that was a huge apostolic journey, right? But what about us? What about our everyday decisions, the small stuff and the big stuff? Well, let's zoom in on the personal guidance system that is available to every single believer, and that is the peace of God, which the Bible says is meant to act like your own inner umpire. This is so cool. The Bible says in Colossians, "Let the peace of God rule in your hearts." Now, that Greek word for rule is brabueto, and it's not a political term, it's an athletic one. It literally means to act as an umpire or a referee, the one who presides over the game, calls the plays, settles the arguments, and ultimately awards the prize to the winner. What an amazing picture for how God's peace is supposed to work inside of us. So let's think about this umpire. What's his first job? He calls a foul. You know that feeling when you're thinking about a decision and you just feel that anxiety, that inner turmoil, that complete lack of peace? That's the umpire blowing his whistle. It's a clear signal that the thought you're entertaining or the path you're considering is out of bounds. And what's the umpire's second job? He settles disputes. We have all been there, right? Your head is screaming one thing, your emotions are pulling you in another direction, and you're just torn. The Bible is saying, let peace be the tiebreaker. The option that is just covered in a deep, abiding, supernatural sense of peace, that's the umpire pointing and saying, that's the way. Go that way. And finally, the best part, the umpire awards the prize. After you make that tough choice, the one that required faith and obedience, and this profound sense of peace just washes over you, the kind the Bible says surpasses all understanding, that's it. That's the umpire placing the victor's crown on your head, confirming that you made the right call. So we have this incredible, God-given inner guidance system. But why? Is it just so we can feel peaceful all the time? Not at all. Being led by the Spirit is meant to completely change our posture in the world, to move us out of a simple maintenance mode and into a life of mission. It really all boils down to this one idea. We are called to swap a mindset of retreat for one of advance. A life led by the Spirit is an offensive life, not a defensive one. It's not about just holding on till the end. It's about actively taking ground for the kingdom. I mean, just look at the difference here. The maintenance mindset sees all the problems. It's like the 10 spies who only saw giants in the land. It's passive, it just follows the culture. But the mission mindset, that's Joshua and Caleb. It sees the promises of God, not just the problems. It's active. It's about shaping culture, not just being shaped by it. It's a militant faith that's always looking to advance. So the question is, which mindset are we living in? And this is a complete game changer. Our job is not to fight for a victory we hope to win one day. Our job is to enforce a victory that Christ has already won. That's what putting on the full armor of God is all about. It's not the uniform of a soldier hoping to survive. It's the gear of a soldier who is enforcing the rule of their victorious king in territory that's already been conquered. So I want to leave you with this. In your life right now, in your family, in your job, in your neighborhood, in what arena is God's peace, that inner umpire, trying to call the next play for you? Where is he prompting you not to retreat, but to advance? Listen for that whistle. That's your divine guidance system calling you deeper into the mission.